Now, some people find it easy to fall in love, others not so much. If you're one of those people who often find themselves wondering why it is so hard to find love, then you may just take comfort in the fact that you're not alone. So in today's episode, I'm going to give you 8 reasons why you can't find love. But first, click the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. Be waiting when you do that. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. Maybe you've been told love happens when you least expect it, which implies that the right person will come to you when you stop looking. But love is many times something you need to actively pursue. Because if you don't look for a quality relationship, you won't find it. That's the truth. If you're sitting down to wait for it, you usually would end up with what falls into your lap or nothing at all. So prioritizing dating and opening yourself to new connection can and will allow you find love. But if you have been dating up a storm and you still can't find that special someone, then these are some potential reasons why you're struggling in your search for love. Number 1, it could be that you're afraid of committing. I know this has been one of the reasons I've been single for so long, because the dating scene is now filled with too many players and deceitful people, and I don't want any of that. In as much as I don't want to have body counts. Now, the most common reason why it is so hard to fall in love is a fear of commitment. I know labels can terrify some people, but others, the uncertainty of where the relationship stands is also terrifying. Whether you're reluctant to make things official or reluctant to enter an unofficial relationship, committing to someone means potentially getting hurt. So it's possible that you're avoiding commitment altogether. You have to realize that fear in order to get over it. Acknowledge it and even say it out loud, but don't stop doing something because you're fearful of commitment. And if you found someone that you care about and you could potentially see yourself loving, then be honest. Do you understand? Be honest with them about how you feel. Tell your partner, I'm really scared of commitment, but this relationship is so important to me. I want to stick with it and I want to have you in my life, and I also want you to help me with my fears. All right, so that they know what you're going through. Second reason why you aren't finding love is because you're not ready to settle down. I think that while you might like the idea of falling in love, a relationship just generally requires a lot of time and effort. Some people aren't necessarily willing to put in the work. They're not necessarily willing to put in the time and the effort. And if you find yourself wanting out every time things get serious, then you're likely one of the people who just doesn't want to put in the work. It may be a passing phase. It may just happen that you prefer non-monogamous relationship, or you could just be wanting to play the field. But whatever the reason, it just means that you're not ready to love just one person. Or maybe you've got a deep-seated traumatic experience from seeing your parents hate each other, and you just don't want any of that happening to you. So you need to find the reason why you're scared to settle down and deal with your situation head on. Or you may just end up single and lonely for life. Because those who do not want to settle down, or those who are unsure of settling down in general, have difficulty in making things permanent. And this may be why long-lasting love seems to elude you. So the third reason you can't find love could be that you're over picky. There is a big difference between, being discerning and being overly picky. When someone is discerning, they make romantic decisions based on their best interest without compromising their values and their standards. But when someone is over picky, they tend to operate from a place of fear, where they're only open to dating someone who is exactly what they envisioned in a partner. And by doing so, they eliminate tons of viable possibilities out of self-protection. And so to avoid this trap, you should try opening yourself to new possibilities and try being intentional about being open to connection by first letting go of your rigid ticks or tick boxes of what kind of person that you must be seen dating. Smile more, use eye contact, be nice to people around you, and start conversation with everyone and anyone. The truth is that the one thing that we are looking for may not really come in the package that we all expect it to come. Some might just look a little unrefined. You just have to have a discerning power to know and look beyond what you see. Okay, so the fourth reason you are unable to find love is that you've been hurt before. You know, people are naturally unable to open up and trust again when it comes to love after being hurt by the ones that they truly loved. So whether you went through a brutal breakup or you've been burned by a crush, it's possible that you're so afraid of having your feelings hurt again that you don't want to put yourself out there at all. And a big reason why people are afraid to open themselves to others is the fear of abandonment, which can make you resist the very thing that you want so deeply, a deep emotional connection with another person, all right? And when you can't make yourself vulnerable, then you close off the possibility of an intimate relationship. So that fear can stem from having been hurt before and not wanting to repeat your mistakes. And to be honest with you, one of the most confounding experiences you hope never to again repeat is to be fooled again. The feeling of being fooled. No one wants that. But listen, if you don't kiss the frog, how do you hope to get to the Prince Charming? You must take a chance at life and a shot at love if you want it so bad. How do you hope to win a war if you ain't ready to bleed for the prize of victory? Think about it. Fifth reason why it is so hard to find love is that you are caught up. When your heart already belongs to someone, it's impossible for you to give it to someone else. So if you spend all your time missing your ex or pining after that unattainable crush, then you will find it pretty tough to make a smart connection with someone elsewhere, no matter how many dates you go on, because your mind is fixated on that person. Sometimes, in order to find love, you have to let go of the person who you're currently holding on to. And of course, you also know that those people that you're holding on to, they're undeserving of your love and attention. Because from wondering, dreaming, thinking about the what is, the what should have been with an ex, still being connected with them takes emotional energy, to be honest with you. And that is the energy that cannot go to a current partner. Okay, so no matter how hard you try to make your relationship work with that current partner, it's never going to work. Just cut ties with that person. Cut ties with your ex. 6 reasons why you can't find love is because you have other priorities right now. Maybe all of your friends are in relationship. Maybe you're feeling pressure from your family who keeps asking you when you're going to bring someone home or when you're going to get married. But even if everyone in your life is making you believe love should be your top priority, maybe it just simply isn't your top priority. Whether you're focused on your career or on your school, your education, there's a chance that you can't find love because you're not actually looking for it right now. And that's okay. No one should be pressured, to finding love if that's not their top priority. It's not a test or a race to see how fast you can find a new flame. You can go on a dating hiatus and just focus on yourself. Honestly, constantly scanning rooms and browsing apps for new dating prospects can just make single life less fun. So if you're tired of dating, just stop dating for a while and focus on what you think is important to you for now. The 7th reason that it's proving very, very difficult for you to find love is because you're pursuing the wrong kind of people. If you are going on turns of dates that never seem to go anywhere, you could be having a string of bad dating luck. Or just maybe it could be time for you to reevaluate what you consider your type, because people often fall into self-sabotaging patterns, or they tend to attract the wrong type of people without even realizing it. And while it could be a means of self-protection, you're not doing yourself any favor by continually pursuing people who don't want the same thing as you. So I would advise that you recognize what that is and why it is that you're so drawn to it, so that you can see it and not fall for it again. And just know that changing who you are attracted to comes from self-work, self-awareness, and acceptance. When you value yourself enough, you will be turned off by anything or anyone who is not respecting you or serving your needs. That's the first step to finding true love. And last reason why you're not finding love is because you don't value yourself. And this is so important. It's a very important point that it had to be my last. If you don't value yourself, who's going to value you? Until you show people how you want to be treated, that's when you get treated right. It's true that a person who doesn't see their value will have a hard time finding a relationship in which they are valued. So if loving yourself feels like an impossible task, then that doesn't mean that you will never find love, but you may just find a narcissist that will take advantage of your weaknesses so that they feel good and powerful about their dominance over you or their control over you. But going to therapy and bolstering your sense of self-worth can make it less scary to put yourself out there. Honestly, it's hard to love yourself when you don't love how you feel. And loving yourself means caring for, honoring, and taking care of you. So if you sacrifice you, you cannot be fully present for someone else. Now, to this end, I would say that there is no one answer for why love is so hard to find. But if you feel like putting yourself out there with no success, then just maybe, it may be time for you to look within. Maybe you could be the problem. You could be the one standing in the way of your own love. Anyway, this is where I stop until I come your way. I need you to keep this in mind, that true love exists. You just need to pray and go for it. Go for what you want. Until I come your way next time, mwah, I love you. Bye. Aha.